This meeting is being recorded.
Oh, this meeting is being recorded. Hi, good morning. How are you? Thank you so much for hanging with me during our technical difficulties. We made it work, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Gosh. Yeah, it is what it is. But, you know, we just play through. Technology is technology, and the operator error, you know. We can blame me this time, no problem. But you're my very first guest with this great idea that I have. I know. Here's the thing. I've done a lot of these promoting myself on podcasts and videocasts and news articles and blah, blah, blah. And what I realized is that our group, our Women in Business Networking Community, I created it, and it's brand spanking new. I created it because a lot of us are not in a space to go and physically network very well. And the truth of the matter is these days, networking is everything. Community, everything. I actually prefer not, because I live in another country, right? I live in Mexico. So I prefer not getting on planes and going to networking events. Don't get me wrong, I love my girlfriends and I love networking and I love, business, but I also love being home and raising my family and hanging out with my husband and fur babies. How about you?
Absolutely. Yeah, I live in a very small town, about 300 people. So I find that networking is in person is very difficult. So
Right.
I've been doing a lot of Zoom networking events, and I find it very helpful and effective. So yeah.
Well, that's why I invited you, because you are interacting and active on the Women in Business Networking community group. And that's kind of the goal, is to get in there and just talk and comment and support. And the way you do that is by being present, right? I think people get shy sometimes, or they're kind of like, okay, why did they create this? What are they trying to sell? Well, I'm trying to sell you guys taking care of each other and being strong and vulnerable and wise and experienced and, all those things in a safe environment. I mean, I'm a life coach for women in business simply because I've worked with women who are either solopreneurs like you, which we'll talk all about you in a second. They're solopreneurs like you, or they're, head of their departments or whatever. And they do. I mean, we juggle kids, we juggle house, we juggle business, we juggle all those things. And, as much as our girlfriends, our sisters and our friends want to help us, or our moms or parents want to help us, there's really nothing like another woman in business who's walked the walk.
Very true. Yeah.
Yay. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah.
Tell us, like, where are you from? Where are you from right now? Where are you from and where are you right now?
Well, I am originally from the Wisconsin area, and then I spent about 25 years in Chicagoland. So huge, sprawling metropolis, huge. And recently just moved back to Wisconsin, but a very small town, about 300 people. So I love it. My son loves it. He's on the tractor so
on the tractor every day. Is that what you said? It cut out for me.
Yes, on the tractor every day. He loves riding the tractor.
Oh my God, how fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
6-year-old dream. Yeah.
I used to live where I've lived when my kids were growing up, there was a lot of excavators, breaking out highways, because I like living in smaller towns or resort type towns.
Yeah.
And of course, more and more people want to get to them. So there's more and more roads getting built, and the excavators, those were big for my kids when they were little.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. So let's do another couple of questions. Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Definitely an introvert. So I find that Zoom networking on social media is actually easier for me. I love networking in person as well. But I more love like the one-to-one type connections. So I find that social media, I can interact, I can connect, and just kind of be more myself. So
people fill you up or drain you?
Both.
Yeah, me too. Right. That's so me. I learned that during lockdown. I realized how much more replenished I was actually, and how much, I know that sounds weird, how much more energy I had. I never knew I was an introvert. But
Yeah.
it's true. I kind of am. Don't get me wrong. I can be out there and turn it on and enjoy people, but I got to go refuel.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like shut down. I got to refuel. Okay. Night owl or an early bird?
Definitely an early bird. I'm usually up around 4 a.m. to help make food for my kiddo because he has a lot of allergies. So I just kind of get the day's food made and then I start the day. So it works
Plus
well
you're in
for me.
farmland, right?
In farmland. That's right.
So the roosters and all, everybody's up going.
You know what? The funny thing about the rooster is he crows all day long.
Oh,
I didn't all day long, even in the middle of the night.
Okay, well then they need to move the rooster because I'm okay with the rooster starting around 4 a.m. because that's where the rooster starts in my neighborhood is like at 4, but it doesn't go all day. So that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about, I mean, I think that business now for us women, we've become more open about personal development and about, strengths, weaknesses, and kind of that sisterhoody thing. So what's your favorite mental wellness resource or resources? It doesn't have to be the top one, but like books or podcast or, people that you follow, apps.
Yeah. I think that's a great question. I find that I don't necessarily have a favorite per se, but I kind of learn a lot and glean a lot just by I'm always reading, always listening to a book on, audio. But I think my favorite kind of mental health practice is gratitude. I picked that up about like 13 years ago. I just came across a couple of different books and then I just sort of was like, okay, this is going to be part of my life from here on out. And every time I go through like a phase where I'm learning something new, gratitude is always big in that mix. So gratitude is definitely big on my list.
I love that. And I'll tell you why I love that. Do you want me to give you a twist on your gratitudes?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, here's my twist. So I found when I do gratitude, I agree, by the way, you're 100%, I'm with you. But sometimes I get lazy. And I was noticing that I'm grateful for my comfy bed. I'm grateful for my coffee. I was kind of repeating a lot. So I learned this technique. I don't remember from who, but I didn't invent it. I learned this way of doing it where you write down your 5 gratitudes. The next day, you read those 5 and you add only 1 and you can't repeat. The next day, you read 6, write down, add a new one, can't repeat. So obviously by the end of the month, you're going to have like 35. But you start digging. What I find is you really start digging deep when you're getting in there to week 20. It's like, I'm grateful there's no holes in my socks. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like you get happy.
Right.
And it really does. You start getting grateful for the small things and you really start feeling them. So try it. Tell me what you think. Just an idea.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. How have your friendships changed as you've grown up and moved through like these new seasons of life? Because we had our friends from elementary school and college and then early career. And then we had, the family. And when we have small children, I mean, they change, right?
Yeah, definitely.
What have you noticed?
Well, I found for me with the move to Chicago and then the move back to Wisconsin, those friendships changed even more too. But it made me really prioritize the friendships that I really wanted to keep and wanted to invest in. So I've been trying to be very intentional about investing in those relationships, even though we're, sometimes 2 states away. And I think that's the beauty of having, a virtual business too, is that I can pretty much be anywhere. It doesn't matter.
No, it's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm going to get to what your business is and what you do for people in a minute, but I just want to kind of get to know you because I just know that we love doing business with people we know and we like, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I think so, at least.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just tell us about your business. Go. Tell us all about your business.
Yeah. My business is Northtree Bookkeeping. I opened it in February, so it's still fairly new, but I've been an admin for 18 years. And so I stopped working to stay at home with my son. And now that he's in kindergarten, I decided, okay, it's time for me to kind of get back. But I didn't want to sacrifice the drop off and pick up. I didn't want to sacrifice the sick days. My kid is sick right now and I'm working in the other room, I didn't want to sacrifice the snow days, all that kind of stuff, So I really just thought about it and I decided, I'm going to open up my own bookkeeping practice. I love bookkeeping. I love organization. I love numbers. It's something I'm really good at. I excel at it. And then I realized that I can really help other people. I can help female entrepreneurs. I can help them have a healthy bottom line. I can help them get back to doing what they love and being with the people that they love. So I really enjoy my business. I enjoy helping other people, and I'm looking forward to growing it.
Okay, so first of all, congratulations. You just made this decision and started your business in February. So you're a baby. You're a baby in the business, but not at the work.
Right, exactly.
There's number one, props to that. Number
Thank you.
two, as a life coach for women leaders and women in business, I wrote a book that's all about designing your life, and you're doing it and you haven't even read my book, I bet. So yay. But I'm just saying, it's like, I'm all about doing what you love. So the cool things I heard about you is that you started your business in February, that you've been in business for 18 years prior to that, doing admin. You love bookkeeping, and I love you for that, because I'm telling you, I took on a bookkeeper about 18 months ago. I am so grateful. I can't tell you how easy it's made my life.
Yeah.
Ladies out there, if you don't have a bookkeeper because you think you're too small or something, I'm telling you, get a bookkeeper. Right? Talk to Dinah if she's resonating with you, because it's the coolest thing, and it's not too expensive. I'm assuming that it's depending on the amount of work.
There's packages that I scale for business owners depending on what their needs are.
Amazing. So definitely you're going to have to, when I post this in Zoom, will you make sure and put all your details for people to reach you? I'm going to ask you anyway, but I want you to go into the post and do that, because this is really casual. I'm not going to be doing any big giant podcasts with special microphones and not my jam. I also want to say yay for you for wanting to not miss drop off and pickup. That is exactly why I started my business 12, 13 years ago. It's exactly why I wanted to be present in raising my kids.
Yeah, exactly.
And the truth is that, I work with a lot of people and they're like, oh my God, so-and-so's out sick again because their kids are sick. When we work remotely, we're very fortunate that we can get them set up with Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, exactly.
And still be a great mom and still be a great bookkeeper or great,
exactly.
I like it.
Yep.
I like it. Tell me, what values are important to you when you think about the kind of business that you're building? And that's a weird question, hey?
Yeah. Are you thinking about like business owners that I want to work with, or just my own personal values?
I think it's who you want to work with. Like, it could be both. You answer however you want, because I think it's really important with whoever we work with that our values are in alignment, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So answer however you want.
I really love working with female entrepreneurs who have faith or are healers, coaches, consultants that are giving something back to the world, that have a positive impact on what they're doing, because I want to have a positive impact on the world. So that is what I really am really looking for.
That's amazing. Not that you wouldn't work with other people. I get it. It's like,
absolutely.
That's who I love working with too, right? It doesn't mean I won't work with people that aren't doing that. But typically when in our intake sessions, which I'm sure you do intake kind of like discovery, if I'm for you and we're a fit,
Mm-hmm.
really important that we fit with people.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially bookkeeping, at least for a small business, because I find it to be very intimate. My bookkeeper knows all about me financially, and that's very intimate,
Yeah.
So, and the cool thing I find about her too, is that she works, in my case, with other coaches. That's how I found her.
Oh, cool. Love
And
it.
yeah, and so what happens is that she actually can share information without giving, pertinent information, but she can share ideas and things that she's seen. She also knows what to put in my write-offs because she knows what are business expenses naturally and what are not.
Right.
She pays for
Right.
herself like crazy. I'm
Yeah.
so grateful for her. Okay. What goals are you pursuing right now? Like what would you
Yeah.
love? Yeah, let's go.
Well, I mean, obviously growing my business. But I mean, aside from that, I think that I'm really looking to just learn more about having a business, being an entrepreneur, what it looks like to kind of balance life, work, that kind of thing. And then eventually I'm looking to expand and contract out with other bookkeepers as well. And so, a few years I'm hoping to kind of, and I might be jumping your questions, but a few years I'm
Oh,
kind
I
of
love
hoping
it. Go.
okay. I'm hoping to kind of be on the overseeing my business and networking and working with other business owners while I'm contracting out with other bookkeepers. So that's my goal.
I love this because I want to tell you that what you're describing to me is right now you're self-employed.
Mm-hmm,
Your goal is to become a business owner.
Yeah, well, I am a business owner, but my goal is to oversee have employees, basically, is what it is.
So that's,
Yeah.
and so it's just how I think of things.
Yeah.
For instance, self-employed is I work inside my business and I am doing it.
Yeah.
Business owner is, and this is just my description, doesn't mean it's right. Business owner is, okay, let's look at the org chart.
Yeah.
Who does this? And our name isn't in every box.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let's just go for this year, just like in the next 12 months. And don't tell me how many clients you have or anything like that right now. What would you love to have as far as number of clients based on how many hours you work? What would you love this year?
That's a good question because I find that the clients that I've been kind of working with are vary in range, so it could be I work with a bunch of smaller companies or I work with some bigger companies. Gosh, I mean, I guess anywhere from 20 to 40 companies.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So being that you're new at this, do you want a little coaching on something?
Sure, go for it. Yeah.
Really cool. So you set your target. I would like my average client to be this. So you take your 20, small and your 20 big, combine them, right? And then you get your average client.
Okay.
It's a good goal to come up with your average client, and then you know what you're targeting, right? So if I'm going to make it up, if your package prices start at $199 and they go up to $1,099, right? You divide it, and that's kind of like your goal, and then you can determine how many hours a week you're working.
Yeah, love it.
Time freedom is so important, especially for the reasons you got into business from what you told me, right? It's like I want to be a mom and I want to, spend time loving my life, but I want to deliver great service to these amazing people, right? These amazing women.
Yeah.
So there's my little tip for you. That's my tip.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
I think I know the answer to this next question. What's your why? What's your why for doing the work you do?
Yeah, you definitely know the answer. My little guy here, I'll see if I can show you a picture. I don't know if you can see it, but he's his first hockey tournament.
Oh, stop. So, okay.
Yeah, he's got his little hockey medal right there. So,
kindergarten. Awesome.
Kindergarten. Yeah, that's my why, my little guy right there. I want to be able to provide for him. I'm a single mom. I want to be able to provide for him now, but also long term. So I just want to be there for him. So
doing stuff you love. You love bookkeeping.
I do love bookkeeping. Absolutely.
It's the best. So the next couple of questions I wrote down, I think we already answered them again. Where do you see yourself in 3 years? I think you see yourself as a business owner with, lots of contracts, and you get to still spend great time with your human, your mini me.
Absolutely.
And I think we talked about your ideal client, female entrepreneurs, right?
Yep. Business. Yep. Coaches, consultants, healers. Yep.
Coolness. Okay. So then this is the part where I like to bring everybody into this. If you could ask a question from the mastermind, and the mastermind is all of the women in the group, or from me as a coach, what do you want to know? What's the question?
Yeah, that's a great question too.
Thanks.
I kind of am a sucker for a good quote, a mantra, something that I can kind of like rattle around in my brain for a while and kind of, pick apart and really digest. So I'm always in the market for a good mantra, good quote, something to inspire. So go.
Okay, I'll give you two. One has been like something I've said literally since I first got in business in my teens. And it is good things happen to good people doing good things.
Mm.
So there's one. Good things happen to good people doing good things. And then my other one is what's meant for you won't miss you.
That's a good one too. I like that
Right?
one.
Yeah, what's meant for you won't miss you. So it's just about staying in alignment with what you've shared with me. You've got a great vision, for your business and for your, what's your son's name?
His name is Jake.
For Jake. Okay. So you've got a great vision for you and Jake. And when you stay in alignment with that, of what you would love to have and be and create, it won't miss you. When you get blurry and confused and you start going, I don't know, that's just, we don't get to say, I don't know, because we do know at some level, right? Okay. How do people reach you? Give them everything. How can they find you everywhere?
Okay. Yeah, email is probably best, just, via, because I'm all over, I'm virtual, I'm all over. You can, anywhere in the States, I can help you. So it's info at northtreebooks.com. So that's the best way to reach me. I've also got a Facebook page, Northtree Bookkeeping. You can Google that, and that's fairly easy to find. Yeah, so I'd love to connect with you.
Oh, thank you for hanging out with me this morning. And thank you for being my very first and being so patient.
Yeah.
And, I hope that lots of our women reach out to you and realize that this is such a great space for us all to be in, and that we get to love on each other and support each other. And there's just enough business for all of us. This is not a space of competition. With nearly 8 billion people on the planet, you only need 20 or 40 clients.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So you'll do great things. And I just appreciate you so much.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me, and thanks for doing this. It was a great idea. Super fun.
Thanks. Okay, see you next time.
All right, sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.